Hello, everybody. This is Val, the narrator. Well, I, well, Bugsy and the guys are kind of, well, I should say, I would say, okay, I can't really tell you what's going on with them right about now at this very moment, at this very instant, but it's pretty bad. They're okay though. But for right now, why did Bugsy have Skype open if he knew I was gonna be here? Oh well. I'm going to read off to you, while this plays, the the prologue to Team H. Well, it was a day like any other. Bugsy, Bugsy and Sakamaru and Harima were just relaxing after a long day of doing what they normally do. They left their Saiyan roots behind in order to have normal lives. Harima being Harima being the most verbal, being a writer. And Sakamaru still being his phantom thief self. It really didn't matter which world he was in, as long as he could steal something, he'd be fine. And then we go to our main hero, our main, one of the main quintessential characters, Bugsy. Now Bugsy, like his other brother, Harima, would work. He would type, make videos, and do what he could for his brothers. And he was happy for doing the work he did. But he loved everything. He loved entertaining people. He'd make videos, even if the rest of the world didn't like it. It didn't matter. If he could make someone laugh, it was... I'm thinking I need to move this compilation somewhere. Because it's not fitting with the town. It was for a minute. Give me a minute, folks. Until one day, something really, really magical happened. Bugsy had been sitting at his computer for at least a good few hours. And then he saw something he hadn't seen since he was a kid. The doors. These doors opened up. And he knew, in his heart, he knew that one thing was going on. One thing that was going on that would alter the course of the three protagonists' lives. The whole of all the multiverses combined together to make one world with everything in it. Bugsy looked. Knowing that Bugsy was human at this point, but he did miss his Saiyan heritage, and the other three did as well. So when those doors opened up, Bugsy got his powers back. So did Ani and Harima. Harima went to the gym, got buff again, and they knew, with the multiverse being opened, that evil will return. So they trained as hard as they could They became a little bit famous for stopping any crook that came their way. Then others from different parts of the multiverse decided they wanted to join in on this. Now, what was this group to be called? Bugsy sat down. He thought of a lot of names, like Hero Time, Super Awesome Heroes Forever. Harlan sat down and said we should call ourselves the Brigade. But Bugsy didn't like that idea. Ani suggested we should call our group Tang, or Team something. Then that sparked an idea. They both say Team Heroes, but the big three thought to themselves that Team Heroes sounds a little too weird. But how about we call ourselves Team H? The three agreed, and from there, epic adventures, gripping stories, in a world that needed them, was made. And they sprang forth and did whatever they could for the world that they loved so much. And with everything that's in them, but evil waited and knew. Until one day, Bugsy got a letter from Vegeta that made him think. And he said to his brothers, I have to do this. Because Vegeta wants a fight, he'll get a fight. So Vegeta was at New Pork City, which somehow made it into this new world. Vegeta was ready to fight Bugsy. But Bugsy knew he was trying to fight him to prove that he was strong. But Bugsy fought him pretty easily. And he told Vegeta, you don't deserve the right to be called a prince. If you always seek to be powerful than everybody else, you don't deserve to be called what you're called. That angered Vegeta. Then, something really truly devastating happened. He met a man named Porky Minced, or Pokemince, depending on what version you want to think that he is. So Pokey said, if you want me to help you, get in my new machine. It's called the Devil Machine, and it will give you super strength. Oh, and it did give Vegeta super strength, but it did alter his appearance ever so slightly. Dude, I gotta look what was that? I think it was just a dog's butt banging on the door. You'd be surprised how much that happens. Anyways, but Bugsy knew that this wouldn't be the end. That when they fought, Porky actually gave Vegeta new strength during the fight. You probably are wondering, how did Bugsy know all this? It was the freaking P on his forehead. He didn't really see it when they were fighting at first, but when he knocked him out, he saw it. So he knew that if Porky is here, Gygus must be here too. in some way. So he got all of the members of TH, the founding members of TH, and they stormed into Newport City. They used everything they knew how. They used everything known to man to use against the Pig Mask. Porky's guards. Porky wanted to get back at Bugsy for a few things he did to him in the past. He said one day he would get him and come and get him loser, spankety, spankety, spankety. But now that was being put into fruition. Yep. So, while everyone was fighting the Pig Mask, Bugsy went into Porky's front office, and there he spied Devil Vegeta. He looked at Vegeta for a moment. He said, "Cousin, what have they done to you?" And he said, "They made me stronger. They made me better, so I could destroy you." It's like, cousin, if that's truly your intent, I have no other choice. As he whipped out his demon sword, he knew one day he'd have to use it again. So he looked at Vegeta and said, "Cousin, I can fix you. I can help you. Just give me one more chance. Just give me a chance to help you." Vegeta moved away for a moment, and he said, "No, this place will be your tomb." With speed and such ferocity, they clashed. Bugsy actually thinking he could win, but when he cut Vegeta, it did nothing. When Vegeta let loose a fury of punches, a volley of energy blasts, and to top it all off, while Bugsy was battered and beaten, he crushed his ribs. Bugsy said, "I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't save the day. Not this time." Then a thunderous boom came from the front of Porky's head office. Two voices saying, Don't give up, brother." And one female voice saying, "Bugsy, no! Dragon Slave." As he looked up for one moment before actually passing out. He said, "Gibbs, is that you?" Gibbs looked at him. The man looked at him and said, "Yes. Bro, I got some healing potion. This will cure you really quick. But you need to get up." The woman behind Gibbs, of course, was Bugsy's old friend and former love interest, Dan Grace. And she looked at Bugsy for a moment. You know, Bugsy wrote a lot of for the moments. I mean, I get it, but I kind of don't get it. I'm not saying that this isn't good. It actually is. It was a prologue, but then he said, "No, I want to actually do a recap." So when he does the actual teammate storyline, he knows where you guys are at. in terms of stuff. Where was I? Lena looked at Bugsy, blushed for a minute, didn't say a word. But said to him, We'll talk about why we're here later. Now it's time for you to fight. Bugsy fought Devil Vegeta with all he had, with everything that was in him. He pulled out his demon sword one more time and said, "This is where it ends." Bugsy being a Saiyan, if you know what a Saiyan does, when they get beat up to the point of almost dying, they become stronger. And guess what? He had become super strong. He has become almost close to freaking Galactus strong. Galactus strong? Oh well. He went to the point of being almost as strong as Galactus. As he did. He fought Vegeta. He was about to finish the final blow. Bugsy's fist closing in on Vegeta's face. And a demonic voice called out to Bugsy, "Do it! Finish him! This is what you wanted, right?" But that voice didn't come from Vegeta. Rather, inside him, he looked, and said, "Gigas. That's right." And then Devil Vegeta became this horrid demon abomination, only known as Vegetus. Vegetus looked at Bugsy as he looked around the bunch and said, "You're just weak. After all this time, you're still just a boy." Gigas scoffed. Okay, let me find the page. Okay, after all this, you're still a boy. And then Bugsy, everybody from Team H came to Bugsy. Bugsy knew he didn't have enough power to defeat him, all because the energy from trying to fight Devil Vegeta he used all of it. But then everybody put their hands in the air, and shook them like they just didn't care. No, they didn't. I'm messing with you guys. They put their hands in the air, and with a great light of power flooded Bugsy's body, coursing through his veins. But he still knew that wasn't going to be enough, so Gibbs threw him a Saiyan Chaos Emerald. These Chaos Emeralds were different from the Mobius Chaos Emeralds. They were made by Bugsy's people. But only one can transform you into something even more than a Super Saiyan. But we would not know until much later what this form was. So with one mighty, powerful, earth-shattering blast, he destroyed Gigas in one blast. And he knew without destroying Vegeta. He's done the right thing. The others say their goodbyes to Vegeta and go home. But then Bugsy, in his lab, saw a distress signal on his comm. It said, Bugsy, help. He's here. He knew that whose voice what voice he belonged, what voice that he heard the voice and recognized who it was right away without even thinking. It was Clark's voice. So Ani came to Bugsy's lab and says, "Where are you going?" He's like, I'm going to Metropolis. You coming? Ani gives a small smirk and says, "Here we go again. Let's go get Harima and the rest of the guys. It's time." So, Bugsy, Harima, and the rest of Team H, after fighting Gigas, which took like a day, had to fight once more. But when they got there, okay, let's change it up a little. Let's change this up just a tad bit. I'm kind of, we don't need any more fantasy stuff. We need battle stuff. You saw Superboy Prime. Well, actually, they went to the Fortress of Solitude because he knew it was Superboy Prime that did this. Bugsy looked. Bugsy went to the Fortress of Solitude with Sonic, Harima, and Ansakamaru. And he got the kryptonite gloves. Only made for when he touches Superboy's Prime skin. Because he knew one day he'd have to use these. So everybody was keeping him busy. Even old members of the Titans. When Bugsy came, everybody looked. He was in his red and blue suit. He was in his... See, here we knew him as Bugsy. But over there, at Metropolis, we knew him as the Great... They knew him as Super Dude, former leader of the Teen Titans. Or at least in this continuity. Bugsy looked at Superboy Prime in complete disgust. And Superboy Prime says, my old friend has returned. Well, it's time for you to die. You know, that's a little too dignified for Superboy Prime. I'm gonna do it in my whiny voice. Oh, the prodigal son of Superman's training has returned. Well, it doesn't matter because I'll kill you to death. Superboy charged at Bugsy. Bugsy wasn't afraid. He grabbed Superboy Prime by the neck. He said this. I'm not actually going to do the speech verbatim. So I'm actually gonna grab. Okay, I better go check that phone. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna do the whole speech verbatim, but I will do this. I will do this for you guys. And only this. Oh yeah, and he was actually getting Superman with a magic gun, but I wanted to leave that out because Bugsy was actually kind of doing some re-editing, and he told me don't actually use the magic gun thing. So it's like, so we were like, alright. But I'm gonna pull this speech up verbatim because he didn't want that to change. Oh, where is it? This is the first one. Oh, actually, Guro was there. Why didn't Bugsy put Guro back in here?
In sparing you the beatdown. If you ever heard other than calling yourself Superboy, that's how much you suck.
You know, this run actually took up the whole video, I remember.
But a useless little child with superpowers. I want my ears back.
This happened after he grabbed Superboy Prime, and Superboy Prime was weak, and he kind of knocked him out. Well, threw him to the ground.
I swear to you, you have a body of a full-grown man, but still the mindset of a little boy. That's what you are. Nothing but a useless little child with superpowers. I want my ears back. You, my friend, are so pathetic. I won't even waste time trying to kill you. I don't kill people unless it's absolutely necessary. But you're unworthy of me killing you. That's how much you suck. Alright, Superboy Prime, or should I just call you Superboy? Anywho, now, what I want you to do is think about some of that crap you've done and the people you killed. Other than calling yourself Superboy, which I think is a disgrace. You're a disgrace, man. You are a disgrace. And I hope whatever you decide to do, you stay far, far away from this earth. Or trust me, if you ever hurt the Superman I know, or any of my friends, Teen Titan, or from the Justice League, I'll find you, and I swear to God, I will destroy you. And I don't care what Superman has to say, you're going down. And I should have killed you today, but no, I'm taking pity on you right now, in sparing you the beatdown. So now, I'm going to check if my mentor is okay. Now you, my friend, better be gone, or I swear to God, I will snap your neck like a freaking twig. And I hope you're gone by the time I turn my freaking back. Disgrace. End.
So yeah, that was the speech. So yeah, basically, and mostly everything happens. We find out the main villain was Lord in Palazzo the whole entire time. Freaking Bugsy defeats him. because he turns into he was at he turns into he was the ultimate. He was the ultimate. Then he turned into Wesker, and then he freaking got too powerful, and then he turned into Ruby Eyeshadow Benigno, and then things got a little sketchy, and we thought Bugsy was gonna die, but he got saved by Lord Death. And then move on for a few months after that, Bugsy gets a call to go to his old school reunion with. They get to come to their old school reunion of Yokai Academy, where Bugsy meets everybody, including Moga, and then Bugsy and Moga have some sort of weird triangle. Also, Ryoko comes back from the dead. We don't know how, but it happens. But then we fight another godlike entity, and that was the Guardian, which really isn't the first time Bugsy has ever seen the Guardian. But I guess he'll get into that in a future installment. But Team H, the next Team H saga will be a lot more violent, I suppose, but it will have its lighter sides. It will be a little bit dark, it'll be a little bit country, it'll be a little bit rock and roll, but we'll all be able to dance to it eventually. And if you don't know what I mean, if you don't know what I said, it makes no sense, but you should love it anyway. That's all I gotta say. See you guys later. I'm Val the narrator. I'm sorry I didn't read the whole thing, but I didn't want to make this thing unnecessarily long, so I will see you next time. Peace. Peace from the Middle East. And sandwiches.